Have you ever heard of planetary transition? You might not even know, but our planet is going through a critical moment. Thousands of spirits may be exiled to primitive worlds, while others have the chance to continue reincarnating here on the regenerated Earth. But who will stay? And who will be taken to those inferior planets? What do you need to do to secure your place in the new Earth? In this video, I'm going to tell you everything behind this transformation and how your choices today can define your spiritual future. Stay until the end, because what you're about to discover could change your life. Part 1. Introduction to Planetary Transition. If you've never heard of planetary transition, it was first mentioned by Allan Kardec in the book The Genesis from 1868, but it really came to light in the last century through a report by Emmanuel, Chico Xavier's spiritual mentor. There are 5 types of worlds, each with its own specific frequency to host beings according to their evolutionary stages. They are primitive worlds, where spirits in their early stages of evolution dwell. Life in these worlds is marked by survival, violence, and a lack of morality. The Earth has already passed through this stage in its early history. Worlds of trials and expiations. These are planets where evil still predominates over good, serving as places of intense learning, challenges, and suffering. The spirits that inhabit these worlds reincarnate with the purpose of expiating mistakes made in past lives and undergoing trials that help them evolve morally and spiritually. The inhabitants face a series of difficulties, such as diseases, wars, inequalities, and injustices, all meant to accelerate their spiritual maturation. In these worlds, the struggle between good and evil is constant, and free will allows spirits to make choices that determine their spiritual future. Although suffering is a characteristic of these planets, it is not punitive, but educational, helping spirits reflect on their actions and seek inner transformation. Through these experiences, spirits have the opportunity to purify themselves, learn to love, practice good, and advance to more evolved worlds, like the worlds of regeneration. Worlds of regeneration. These worlds represent an intermediate phase where spirits that have already passed through trials and expiations can recover and continue their evolution. Evil begins to be overcome by good, and suffering is less intense. Happy or blessed worlds. In these worlds, good prevails, and the spirits that dwell in them have already achieved a high level of morality and wisdom. Suffering and difficulties are minimal, and the interaction between spirits is peaceful and harmonious. Celestial or divine worlds. These are the highest worlds, inhabited by pure spirits who have achieved moral perfection. These spirits live in complete harmony with divine laws, without the presence of evil or suffering. They are beings totally purified of passions, vices, and imperfections, living in perfect harmony with divine laws and universal love. Part 2. What is planetary transition? Planetary transition is the term used when the planet is changing its vibration and evolving to the next stage. According to Spiritism, this evolution happens progressively, just as it does for the spirits that inhabit it. In the case of Earth, the transition involves moving from a world of trials and expiations, where suffering and evil prevail, to a world of regeneration, where good begins to prevail, and spiritual beings seek moral and spiritual improvement. During the transition period, intense changes occur, both in the spiritual and material planes. This process accelerates the moral and spiritual evolution of humanity, which often generates conflicts and difficulties as old behavioral patterns and beliefs are challenged. During this period of transition, we can notice some changes, such as an increase in conflicts, wars, and social crises, accelerated progress in areas such as technology, science, spirituality, and knowledge as a whole. An increase in trials and expiations, spiritual awakening, and a separation of spirits into different vibrations. Main aspects of planetary transition. Change in evolutionary state. Earth is leaving behind the phase of trials and expiations marked by conflicts, injustices, and moral difficulties to enter a phase of regeneration, where the focus will be on spiritual growth, harmony, and the pursuit of more fraternal coexistence. Therefore, planetary transition represents a moment of purification and transformation. The increasing conflicts and crises is a manifestation of this phase of change, where old structures are being dismantled to make way for a new era of regeneration. Although challenging, this phase offers a unique opportunity for the spiritual evolution of all humanity. Part 3. Selection of spirits. Spirits that are not in the vibration of the new earth, that is, those who have not reached the moral and spiritual level necessary to live in a regenerated world, will go through a process of spiritual exile. They will be transferred to lower worlds, more compatible with their vibration and evolutionary stage. These worlds are known as worlds of more severe expiations or primitive worlds, where they will continue their journey of learning and expiation. An example of worlds that are at inferior stages is the planet Chiron. Part 4. Conclusion. You may be feeling thoughtful after this video. Maybe even a certain fear has taken over and an anxiety is creeping in, asking, "My God, will I be taken to a lower planet? How can I know if I am in tune with the new Earth?" This is exactly why I made this video, to ease your heart. I used to be like you, consuming a lot of content about spirituality and getting anxious, wanting to be perfect in everything, and then feeling guilty. So simply relax. You haven't even lived this life yet, and you're already worried about your reincarnation? God is just, He is love, and no matter what happens to us, it will always be for our good and our evolution. We know that during this process, not all spirits will continue to reincarnate on Earth, but those who strive to improve morally, who are in tune with the values of love, charity, justice, who study and live the principles that Jesus Christ left us, will have the opportunity to reincarnate on the regenerated Earth. On the other hand, spirits who resist progress, who remain bound to compulsive vices such as drug addiction or excessive material values, and who don't understand spiritual principles and love for others, and who try to take advantage of others at all costs, practicing evil, will be exiled to planets of lower evolution, where they will continue their journey of learning in harsher conditions so they can purify themselves. So, the takeaway is, it doesn't matter how much you know about the new Earth, or about spirits being exiled to Chiron or other primitive planets. What matters is what you're doing today. That's where your focus should be, on your inner transformation, having the courage to overcome your fears, forgiving those who have wronged you, seeking help if you are facing difficulties, studying the gospel and the principles that Jesus left us, deepening your connection with God, and practicing charity. Charity is not just about giving money to someone, it is much more than that. Practicing charity is something daily, helping an elderly lady cross the street, avoiding unnecessary arguments, building solid friendships, getting closer to your family, developing in your professional career, taking care of your body, eating well, and exercising. This is where we should focus, on our progress today, making our life worthwhile and abundant in all areas. There are countless small actions that truly show if we will reincarnate on the new Earth. But as I said, it doesn't matter about the next life. It matters this one. It matters today. The next one will serve to correct and perfect other things, which will be the consequence of what you did today. So, be well, be at peace, and focus on today. If this video made sense to you, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. This simple gesture helps me a lot to continue this work. Here I will share everything I've learned about spirituality and how I live it in practice. A big hug, and see you in the next video.